All right, Ms. Thomas.
Thank you, Honor. Ms. Kopis, you've provided an updated court memo with some reports. Are there any updates or modifications that you're aware of that need to be made to the documents in that packet?
No.
Okay. And generally speaking, from your memo, it looks like you've been able to provide a brief update on how the child is doing. And again, just an update since we were last here in court regarding the parents' compliance benefit from their services. At this time, have there been any developments since we were here last that would make the department reconsider the goal of adoption for this child?
No.
And has there been any progress in the benefit from the case service plan for either parent?
No.
Okay. In the court packet, there are notes from L&L Parent Aid Services regarding how parenting time has gone. Have you had a chance to review those?
I have, and I did have an opportunity last week to observe a parenting time in person myself.
Okay. And do you have any concerns about how parenting time is going for the child and Ms. Lomas?
I do. I do have concerns. It appears that we have some similar issues as previous that we've discussed and we've worked through. Even as of today, there's still a concern of mom understanding his developmental stages and where exactly he is in those developmental stages and his understanding of the world around him.
And as it relates to dad, it looks like there were at least 2 indications of law enforcement involvement based on disputes with neighbors. Can you provide a brief summary of what you've included?
Ms. Lomas has informed me appropriately when law enforcement has been contacted to the home. I do believe in recently, not since the last reporting period, but overall in the last probably 90 days, there's been at least 3 altercations between Mr. Harmon Duckworth and neighbors on each side, it's not the same neighbor, to their residence. It does appear that law enforcement has been called to the home before. I could not obtain police reports or call cards for those. So the police report that's attached is the first time that a police report has been attached because they are seeking charges as of that report against Mr. Harmon Duckworth and the other neighbor involved in the incident.
And to the best of your knowledge, has Mr. Harmon Duckworth, has there been any warrants issued for his arrest or anything like that?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay. And are there any updates that you would like to highlight from the parenting time logs or from your memo for the court's attention today?
Mr. Harmon Duckworth did email me in the last 48 hours some parenting education notes that he had completed based on videos that he had observed. Those are not attached to my report. I did ask him if he followed up with the referral from CPC of Lenawee, which was given to him in July. He did indicate that he had not had that number. I was not able to provide that number with him prior to this hearing because I was out of the office significantly yesterday.
And to the best of your knowledge, are there any updates regarding his engagement with any other services like CMH, individual therapy, other parenting education services?
I have played a bit of phone tag with CMH, his case manager over there. It does appear that he is active in services. I do not have the details as to where exactly he is in his case service plan and his treatment. But it does appear that he is participating in the last 30 days or so.
Okay. All right. Well, with that, I have no further questions of Ms. Kopis, Your Honor, and would ask the court to accept the updated packet.
No objection. No objection.
No objection.
Thank you. It is received. Cross-examination, Mr. McFarland.
You were not personally present for any of these alleged altercations, correct?
Correct.
You would agree that even if my client goes to court, he's still presumed innocent until proven guilty. You agree with that, correct?
Yes.
So you just bring us to our attention that the police were called, but many reasons and many that police are called, correct?
No, that was not the sole purpose. I think this police report really shows a pattern of behavior for Mr. Harmon Duckworth. Over the course of this case, he's had multiple altercations, whether it's in the home with Ms. Lomas's mother, whether it's with the neighbors, whether it's confrontation with the department. I think it overall shows his inability to take accountability for his actions and how he responds to certain situations.
What videos did my client present to you? Were these behavioral videos about child behavior?
I apologize. I only briefly looked over them. I do not know what courses the topics of those courses were.
Okay, I'll be calling them. I have nothing further.
Mr. Noe?
Thank you. Ms. Kopis, your report covers just a very small period of just over a month. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And your recommendations are based on your observations from previous report periods, but also from this report period as well. Is that also correct?
Yes, and the documentation from L&L, yes.
During this review period, Ms. Lomas completed her toddler pack at CPC, correct?
Yes.
Did she continue to attend her parenting sessions with Ms. Edwards during that period? Is that also correct?
Yes.
Ms. Edwards has had some, it's not anybody's business but her, so I'll be very vague about it, but Ms. Edwards has had some health issues, correct?
Yes.
All right, so she's no longer able to do the parenting supervision, is that correct?
That is my understanding at this time, yes.
Ms. Lomas, when she attended these parenting time visits, was Silas at all of those?
I'm sorry?
Was Silas at all the parenting time visits?
Yes, yes.
He was able to be there?
Yes.
And you would also agree that in your notes, you state that Jack continues to participate in mental health services with ACPC during this reporting period. Is that also correct?
That is my understanding, yes.
The only concerns you raised in this review period were about her not seeking clarification or being confused and being defensive, correct?
Those are ongoing issues. Those are not the only things noted in the or since the onset of this case. Everything builds up to this. The issues that still remain that I previously testified to, those are still of concern. This is just what happened in since our last hearing.
Okay. So the ones that happened during this reporting period, those are based on your brief interactions you had with my client during this very short reporting period, correct?
It's based off of the 2 visitations I watched, totaling 4 hours in the last 2 weeks.
In this review period, you mentioned an incident that happened at the house that involved Dakota and the neighbor, correct?
Yes.
And I believe you testified earlier that Jackie was appropriate in reporting those to you, correct?
She reported them to me timely.
Okay.
She was not accurate in what she was reporting to me.
Okay. During this review period, Jackie, her medical health has been good. For example, she hasn't had any seizures or anything during this report period, correct?
Correct.
Did she take her medication as prescribed?
She reports that she is. Medication for that specific disorder has never been a concern.
Okay. And she showed up to all of her visits at that time. Is that also correct?
Yes.
In terms of the this case service plan, would you agree that Jackie is compliant right now?
Jackie is compliant in the sense that she has completed services. She has not demonstrated that she has benefited services despite accommodations and repeatment of services.
You would agree that that conclusion of her benefiting from it, though, could be interpreted to be subjective, though, correct?
I think that's based on the findings from L&L and from our observations that for the department to make.
Okay. Was there a time when you contacted Jackie last week about some sort of visit to the park?
Yes,
Was that visit scheduled in advance?
I informed her that it would be in advance. I asked her her thoughts and feelings about how she would feel taking him into a community setting. During the course of this case, Jackie's parenting time, for safety reasons, has been very controlled. It's been in a room, singular, with just her and the child and someone observing. And so I did want to see her in the public, in the community, engaging with him and what that would look like. So we had a conversation about that. I asked her to provide me with the list of things that she would be bringing to the park and whether those would be appropriate or not. And we discussed those, and I indicated that the foster parent would not be bringing things for him. She agreed to that visit, sent me that list, and then she informed me late yesterday that she no longer felt comfortable doing that and that she wanted her visitation to remain the same.
Are you aware that you called Jackie during her therapy session with Miss Olmsted?
I was not aware of it prior to. She told me as she was in there, and I did indicate to her that she did not have to answer for me, and if she could please call me after.
Okay. Was your intention of wanting to meet with her in a park like that, so you could see how she parented, kind of, out in the wild, so to speak, out in public?
I wanted to see where her parenting skills were like outside of a controlled setting. I also wanted to provide more stimuli for both her and the baby outside of just visiting in a room.
Wouldn't it be important to see how Jackie does with that parenting time before making analysis of whether it's appropriate to terminate her parental rights?
My concern is that after a year of services that she is not comfortable doing that. And truthfully, we have not reached a point where that is 100% safe. There were safety measures in place that someone was going to come with me. I had concerns that this would not go well, but I wanted to see if Jackie could actually parent in the community and see how she would do.
Did you provide Jackie with any sort of written instructions about this change of parenting time?
I did not.
Would you agree that providing her written notice of that would qualify as an ADA accommodation?
I would have, and it would be. However, when I talked to her on the phone, she agreed and said that she fully understood. So I took it at that time that she did not need anything further. I asked her if she needed anything further from me, and she said that she understood and that she had it.
Would you agree that it is somewhat unusual, though, to modify a parenting time visit right before we're set for trial for a termination case like this?
No, I think we continue with parenting time until we have termination. And in the event that the department did not receive termination, we would continue to move visitation forward. So I do think it's a natural part of the development of a case.
Did she tell you why she wasn't comfortable doing the parenting time at the park?
She did not. Well, initially she told me she felt uncomfortable, and then she told me it was on the advice of her attorney.
Do you often attend or supervise Jackie's parenting time visits?
I periodically step in and observe her and Miss Edwards. I do not watch her visit her parenting time since Orchards ended in approximately the end of February.
Okay. I don't want to go back that far. That's so 2, I think, reporting periods ago. Did you do it? But you did observe, I think, 2 times from this most recent reporting period. Is that correct?
Today, and then one other time, and then there's only been 3 visits that Ms. Edwards has not been able to cover. And so I have the notes from when a coworker covered, I saw her visitation today, and then I saw the visitation last Tuesday.
Okay. Do you during those visits, did you ever step in to soothe or redirect Silas or anything?
Silas naturally wants to wander, so he has come to me. So I did step in when he came to me. The initial incident on Tuesday, Mother was changing his diaper. I didn't actually have to say anything. I stepped over to Mother, looked at the diaper, that caught her attention, and then she looked over and realized that the diaper, that he had essentially pooped himself and that he was sitting on her lap with poop on it.
Okay. Would you agree though that when you step in like that, you do take away Jackie's opportunity to demonstrate that she can meet her son's needs?
No.
But you would agree that your role during these parenting time visits is to observe and report, not necessarily to replace or step in the place of the parent, correct?
My job is to observe and report. My job is to also ensure that the youth is safe. And in Jackie's case, my job is also to provide instruction, suggestion, and modeling of how to handle appropriate situations.
You mentioned earlier that you believe that Jackie is not benefiting from services. Would you agree with that statement?
Yes.
You know, despite Jackie completing classes and attending visits, you've also written that she, and I quote, fails to understand in your report. Is that also correct?
Yes.
Have you arranged for a cognitive evaluation to determine what exactly her learning needs are?
We had her psychological done. We have not reached any other assessments.
So without having some sort of learning needs assessment done, how can you know whether she needed different teaching methods rather than being labeled as failing?
Because Ms. Lomas, the entirety of this case, has repeatedly told us that she does understand. Accommodations have been made throughout all of the services, and at this point, she's had 3 parenting programs, and accommodations have been made in all 3 of those in a variety of ways. And each time, she has always indicated that she understands. Ms. Lomas does become defensive, that she understands and will snap back at you to not tell her what to do.
So when you tell the court that she doesn't understand, I think it's another quote from the report, that conclusion is not based on some sort of professional psychological testing, though, correct?
That's based off of the documentation and my observations.
Your ultimate recommendation today is termination of Jackie's parental rights, correct?
Yes.
But that recommendation is based on your view for progress without perhaps her getting full ADA accommodations, correct?
No, I do believe she has had full ADA accommodation. This entire case service plan has been tailored to the needs that we have observed and the needs that Jackie has allowed us to serve her with.
No further questions?
Hey, Ms. Underwood, any questions?
No, I have no questions. Thank you.
Any redirect, Ms. Thomas?
I have just a brief question, Ms. Kopis. There was a question, I believe, Mr. Noe asked regarding mom being appropriate in reporting interactions with law enforcement, and to which your response was she was timely but not necessarily accurate. Can you help us understand what you meant by that?
In the police report, I apologize. When Ms. Lomas initially informed me, she informed me that there was an altercation between father and the neighbor. She had indicated that the neighbor was the aggressor and that Dakota did not have any responsibility in that. Similarly to the incident with the other next door neighbor and the issue with the recycling bins, that Dakota was not at fault and that it was the neighbor antagonizing it. Upon reviewing the police report, it does appear that there was already altercation, a verbal altercation going on in the home loud enough for the neighbors to hear, which apparently had been a pattern for that neighbor and he had grown frustrated. The witness in that police report does indicate that Mr. Harmon Duckworth threw the first punch and that they both ended up in a tussle onto the ground. As of today, Ms. Lomas still indicated to me that Dakota was the victim and that he did not strike first.
Thank you. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. McFarland?
You would agree that this is all second or third hand information that you're telling us about my client, correct?
It's based on the police report, yes.
And criminal court could prove completely opposite of what might be reported, correct?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to this line of questioning. I think it's argumentative. This court is also very capable of weighing the evidence before it, again, or separately, or in addition to, sorry, rules of evidence do not apply at this hearing.
Oh, I agree they don't apply. But I think, let me rephrase the question. It appears as though you have reached the conclusion without it proceeding to criminal court. Would that be accurate?
Based on previous behavior combined with this report, yes.
Nothing further.
Any other questions, Mr. Noe?
Yes, briefly, just based on the question from the department. The incident you mentioned was on August 29th, is that correct? Does that sound right?
I believe so.
All right, fair enough. You were not present for that incident, correct?
Correct.
And your only knowledge of that comes from the Adrian Police Department report, is that correct?
And what Ms. Lomas told me, yes.
In terms of what you know, everything you know that is either from Ms. Lomas or from the report, is that right?
Correct.
You didn't interview witnesses or police officers, right?
Correct.
So it's possible that what Ms. Lomas told you is very likely what she thought happened in the case, and not sure that being deceitful or anything. Is that also possible?
I believe that Ms. Lomas believes it, but that's part of the issue, is that she believes Mr. Harmon Duckworth to a fault, even when he's in the wrong. She used to, on the onset of this case, justify his behavior and make excuses, and now she defends his behavior and acts as though that he acted accordingly and appropriately. So again, it's not necessarily that law enforcement was out there, it's a pattern of behavior that seems to be repeated with both parents.
Okay, but there's no pattern of behavior of any sort of violence that my client does, correct?
No.
Okay, all right. No further questions.
All right, Ms. Underwood, any questions?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you for your testimony. You may return to your seat.
Thank you.